So let's start with chat. Chat is those non-work related, fortuitous encounters in the workplace. It's, how are the kids? Did you catch the game last night? The weather's starting to change. Sure, it's hot, right? It's usually the first thing you do when you come into the office. Well, actually, the first thing you do when you come into the office is grab a coffee so that you're able to human and actually talk to the rest of your colleagues. But you don't grab a coffee and then stand in the corner drinking it on your own. You actually want to socialize and connect with your colleagues as well and have those non-work related informal conversations. Now, 50 or 100 years ago, having non-work related conversations, organizations would have frowned upon that because you weren't doing your job. You weren't producing your maximum amount of output. But now, today, we understand that the more you interact with one another, the more this thing called community is built. The more friendships are realized in organizations. If you have a best friend at work, statistically, you will take 33% fewer sick days than if you don't have a best friend at work. Interesting, right? So we want to build community, and we want to retain people in the organization. Because community is the reason why you stay and don't join the competition for an extra $100 a month. Because you've got good friends there. And of course, just because it starts off as an informal interaction doesn't mean that it can't then lend itself to a more formalized one, which is what we call a converse. A converse is two or more people coming together to have a work-related conversation. Now, the interesting thing is this happens both physically, between two or more people, and virtually now today as well. So we're having to design meeting spaces and workplace environments through the eye of a lens for a digital attendee, right? Really interesting the way that the world is going now. Co-create is you're coming together to physically produce some stuff. So you're not just talking about it now, you're coming together, you're working with your colleagues, and you're co-creating. You're applying your intellect, your IQ, but also your EQ, your emotional intelligence, collectively with other people. Because now, you can't succeed in business just on your own. Now we have to work together towards common goals, and that's how organizations succeed today. It was different 50 or 100 years ago. You used to be able to elbow and tread on your colleagues as long as you produced your maximum amount of output. We can't do that today now because your success is dependent on you working with other people. So co-create is increasing in popularity.